Hey, it's me. Happy Friday. Welcome to This Week in Astrology. We're going to do things a little bit differently today because, well, Mercury just went cazimi. This is an astrological term that means Mercury is at its closest approach to the Sun. So a lot of this happens about twice a year. But the reason why it is such a big deal is because Mercury's closest approach doesn't actually align with. When it reaches the greatest elongation from the Sun, which is the furthest away it gets from the Sun in the sky. And that's the point when we typically see the biggest impacts of Mercury retrograde. So this past week, Mercury was at its greatest elongation, but we didn't really feel any major shifts or changes. So now that Mercury is at its closest approach to the Sun, we are seeing some pretty significant shifts and changes. It's like finally feeling the aftermath of the storm. This all started last week on September, with Mercury's closest approach to the Sun. If you missed my live stream, Mercury cazimi, I'll put the link down below. But I talked about how Mercury's closer approach is where the mind can shine. It's a moment where your thoughts have more power. It's where ideas get sparked. It's where your brain has the ability to manifest your desires into reality. There are infinite possibilities available to you right now, so I encourage you to pay attention to what pops up in your mind between now and Monday, September 12th, when Mercury ends its cacophony phase and begins to move away from the Sun again. What ideas come to you? What do you want to manifest? Think about it. You have the power to bring those things into your life. I promise you, the universe is listening right now, so be very careful of what you think and say. And also be very careful of the messages you're sending to others. I cannot stress that enough. In fact, in my live stream, I talked about how we should all be especially mindful of our inner dialogue right now. Don't be so hard on yourself. Your brain is a powerful thing, and it can turn everything you say back to you. So if you're doubting yourself, if you're filled with fear and anxiety, if you're overthinking every little detail, if you're experiencing any kind of negativity right now, know that you can choose to change your thoughts and therefore change your reality. Yes, it's easier said than done. And yes, your brain may fight you on this. But that's why this Mercury retrograde has been so intense and why Mercury's closer approach is so significant. We have the ability right now to shift our thoughts. So whatever negative beliefs have been popping up for you, whatever limiting beliefs that you've been holding on to, whatever doubts you may have about yourself or your future, you can let those go right now. You don't need them. You don't want them. And your brain will thank you for it. Okay. Our next key point of the week comes after last Saturday's new moon, and that is that the first quarter moon occurs on Wednesday, September 14th. This ties in beautifully with the energy of Mercury's closest approach, because the first quarter moon is all about manifestation. It's the time when we begin to take action towards our goals and dreams. It's when we start to see the results of our efforts. And with Mercury at its closest approach, it's when our minds have the power to make things happen. So if you have something you want to bring into your life, if you have a goal you'd like to achieve, now's the time to start taking steps towards making that happen. And this is especially true in areas of life that relate to Gemini, which is communication, transportation, technology, media, learning, teaching, writing, and thinking. So if there's something you've been wanting to do in any of these areas, now is the time to make it happen. Make sure you watch my full moon video linked down below, because I talk about exactly what actions you can take to harness the power of the first quarter moon. Our third key point of the week is the conjunctions. On Saturday, September, Venus enters Leo and forms a conjunction with the star Regulus. If you don't know, a conjunction is when two celestial bodies appear close together in the sky. And while they are not literally close because the Sun and Earth are the only two objects in our solar system that are physically close, the word conjunction means they are lined up in the sky from our vantage point here on Earth. Conjunctions can bring out the qualities of each other, highlighting the themes associated with each planet and star. So if you follow astrology, you already know Venus is the planet of love, beauty, harmony, balance, and attraction. It's about pleasure and luxury and indulgence. And Regulus is one of the most powerful fixed stars in the sky. It's known for bringing fame and fortune to those who are born under it. It's called the heart of the lion because it's located in the constellation Leo, in the region we call the heart. Regulus is said to bestow courage, strength, and vitality upon those born under its influence. So when Venus conjoins Regulus, we can expect to see an influx of passion, excitement, confidence, and creativity. This could be a great time for starting new projects, expressing yourself, and taking risks. In fact, Venus and Regulus were conjunct when Florence Nightingale was born. She was an English social reformer and the founder of modern nursing. She was also the most famous humanitarian of the 19th century. And I chose her because I thought it was interesting that she was born under a Venus-Regulus conjunction during the Age of Enlightenment, which was a time of great intellectual and philosophical awakening. Just like Venus and Regulus brought her a lot of passion and creativity for her work. The Age of Enlightenment brought a lot of passion and curiosity for knowledge and truth. Anyway, if you want to learn more about Venus and Regulus, I'll put my video linked down below. Our fourth and final key point of the week ties in the eclipses. Because as you know, we have the solar eclipse coming on October 2. Well, last week, Mercury turned retrograde and made a square aspect to Neptune. And this past week, we've been feeling the intensity of that square. But as Mercury moves into its closer approach to the Sun, it makes a sextile to Neptune, which means we are moving from feeling fear and confusion to clarity and inspiration. We're being shown the truth, and we're being guided towards what we truly desire. So use this time wisely. Allow yourself to dream big and believe in your own abilities. And then take inspired action towards your goals and dreams. The lunar eclipse will help bring everything to fruition. As usual, I'm going to end this video with a recap of the comments from my last video. You guys asked some great questions, so here we go. Kathy writes, what does Mars in Cancer mean? Okay, Mars in Cancer is the warrior with a soft heart. It's a desire to protect and defend those you love. It's a deep sense of loyalty and devotion. It's also a tendency to hold grudges and seek revenge. Mars in Cancer is emotional. It's passionate, but it's also impulsive and jealous. Remember my video on Mars in Cancer? It's a fine line between passion and obsession. It's important to find healthy outlets for this energy. Whether through martial arts, sports, or simply setting healthy boundaries with others. Brittany asks, why is September 27th so significant? Well, the solar eclipse on September is significant because it's the first total solar eclipse visible in the United States since 2017. It's also the first one. I'll be able to see with my own eyes since moving to Oregon in 2018, so I'm excited. But beyond that, it's significant because it marks a turning point in the year. It's the beginning of fall. It's a time of harvest and balance. And eclipses always bring about significant change and transformation. Annabelle asks, does Mercury being closest to the Sun mean it's louder? Can we hear it? No, it doesn't mean Mercury is louder. In fact, it's quite the opposite. When Mercury is closest to the Sun, it's silent. That's why it's called Mercury's silence. It's the period of time when Mercury is invisible from Earth because it's literally hiding behind the bright glow of the Sun. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching. Let me know any questions you have down below, and I'll answer them in next week's episode. Which, by the way, if you're watching this on the day it comes out, we are live in an hour and a half. Come join us. We'll see you there.